As soon as I left after high school, that's when I just started to think, wait a minute, something's different about me than just the autism. I felt that I was a lot more feminine than a lot of other boys. And I started really paying attention to this. Just when I give a hug to a woman, you know, it's nice. I was always, but nothing happened. But really, nothing happens. I didn't really. Versus when I got another guy, I have an emotional feelings inside. And I knew that it was time for me to make this big change. It changed my life. And the message ended up becoming quite clear that I'm gay. When it comes to man-woman couples, as a lot of people know, there is a lot of expectations. The man does this, the woman does that. When you're in a relationship with the two people of the same sex, there's a lot more flexibility what you can do, and you can do things together. So it's like the structure's not. So it's like the heterosexual structure is not there. And when you are, in my situation, like two feminine men, you know, you can act lady or man as much as a lady or man as you want. You don't, there's no compromise. A lot of people assume a lot of us on the autism spectrum or people with disabilities are straight. So when you are a person with a disability that identifies within the LGBTQIA spectrum, it can feel like having to come out twice. A lot of people with disabilities, they're not their own guardian. They don't have control. Even later in life, they may not have their life. Maybe they might be maybe they might be still living with their parents, or they feel like that they're not in charge. Maybe they don't know they're not in charge of their own bodies.
So it's you have sort of an overseer, and in some way that keeps you tamped down in terms of really accessing this really important part about who you are.
Absolutely. If they are under supervision, feel like they're being watched at all times.
How does that affect their ability, their kind of coming to terms with their own sexuality? Does that slow that down? Does it prevent it for some people?
I believe it definitely slows it down, and it could also prevent it, because they have to go through a lot of the things. Like some may have to go to therapy or respite or any of those things. Plus, if there's disability that's not able to be, that their disability makes it so they are not able to, ever live on their own or be able to do some things on their own. They may have a harder time.
Why is that? Why is that harder for everybody? There's a kind of coming to terms with your sexuality at a certain point, right? Everybody goes through that. Well, how is it different for people with disabilities?
Because many people with disabilities don't get to make their own choices. They don't. And this is what the advocacy movement is all about, is having people with disabilities be able to come out and express themselves of who they are, and be able to have a voice. And some people with disabilities feel like they're deprived of that communication. They're constantly being told what to do, how to do certain things and live their lives, even when they're adults. Especially for those people with disabilities who are more severe and have to be taken care of a lot more than others. Some people feel like they can't take anybody out on a date because if that person needs supervision, someone needs to be there with them at that table, and that can get quite awkward.
I mean, when we talk about sexuality, there's that, and then there's the bigger point, which I guess is love, right? Mm-hmm. What do you want from another person? What do you imagine for yourself?
Well, first, let me go back to the beginning. Okay. I'd like to be getting up that point, because there's still some people that think that autism can't feel love, and that's absolutely not true. We can feel love just like anybody else. Some people with disabilities, they want to be able to have romantic and sexual relationships. Some don't, which is perfectly fine. We people with disabilities would love to be able to kiss, love to be able to be able to cuddle up, would love to be able to have sex, just like anybody else.
Why do people not understand that? Why would people assume otherwise?
Because it's like society desexualized people with disabilities. They don't see people with disabilities in this hungry type of drive that everybody else had.
Want to have sexual relationships, and what comes with that?
A love. Love. In my situation, my relationship now is kind of a miracle. When you're a person that experiences a rough past, both my boyfriend and I did, it's like this miracle that comes into your life and changes you for the better that you did not expect. It's like a light at the end of the tunnel that just comes out, and it's like, whoa. This is wonderful.